Already, Master?
Yeah.
Where can I read
You
your
can.
messages?
You can talk.
Now.
Now.
Ah, okay. Oh, but I cannot see that. Why I'm not moving, Master? Okay. No one. No online yet,
Where?
Master. Maybe. The students know.
Okay.
Okay, I have 5 students here. Good afternoon, my dear students. How are you today? Where can I see their messages, Master? Hello, hello. It's late. Where can I read their messages, Master? Message. They will send me message, right? Here. I am on me. Okay. 9. Yes, sir. Alright. What is this, Master? Students online. And what about this? Ah, okay. Alright. Let's wait for some more. No, more regular. Okay, Master. I will call you now if I have some questions. Alright. Good afternoon, my dear students. How are you today? Oh, I'm so glad most of you are online. Yeah. Okay, I hope everything is fine there. I hope everything is good out there. So, welcome back to our mathematics online learning session 12. And I'm teacher Pressy. Okay, teacher Pressy welcomes you to this online learning in mathematics. So we will be discussing still about exponents. Okay, so this is actually a follow-up lesson regarding our previous topic in our Moodle class. While I'm making a follow-up discussion, it's simply because only few students passed their worksheets, submitted their worksheets to me. So let me read their names first. Okay, so I have Jane Jira, Panya Nuch, Korapak, and also Pirwa. They are the students who submitted already their worksheets to me. But most of you guys, you still not submit your worksheets to me. That's why I'm going to do the this session for your follow-up lesson regarding our previous lesson on exponents. So since this is a follow-up lesson, I want you to interact with me. Okay? So I want you to prepare a paper and pen and let's solve together. Alright. So our topic is actually about negative exponents 0 and 1. Okay? Negative exponents 0 and 1. Are you ready? Let's go. I hope you have your pen and pencil with you. I'm going to give plus points to those who can answer my questions. Okay, so if you answer, please type also your class and your number. Okay, so that I can give you some points. All right. So our first question here is, what could be the opposite of multiplying? What could be the opposite of multiplying? Yeah, do you have an answer? Oh, it's a delay reaction. Okay, so what is your answer? What is the opposite of multiplying? I cannot see any answer yet. Yeah, of course, the opposite of adding is subtracting, right? The opposite of subtracting is adding. What about the opposite of multiplying? I cannot see any answers yet here. Okay, maybe after 2 minutes.
22 seconds.
After 1 minute.
22 seconds.
Or after 22 seconds. Alright. Okay. So, if your answer is dividing, then you are correct. Divide. Okay. What is that? Tanisorn. But what is your class? I want you to write your class number because so I can write your score here in my notebook. Number 25/5. Okay. 5/5, number 20. Oh, you get the first point. Okay, first plus point. So the opposite of multiplying is dividing. Why I ask this question? It's simply because our lesson is about negative exponent. And when we say negative exponent, we're going to divide this time. If you can remember our topic on the positive exponent, we multiply, right? We multiply. So since it's negative, we're going to do division this time. Okay? Let's go on. Alright. While dividing, because negative exponent means how many times to divide 1 by the number. Okay? How many times? A negative exponent means how many times to divide 1 by the number. So let's have some example here. Okay, you have a lot of answers here now. Divide. Yeah, but I already got an answer. Okay, so wait for the next question. Okay, wait for the next question. The first question, I gave the point to number 20 of 5/5. I saw his answer first. Okay, all right. So negative exponent means how many times to divide 1 by a number. So let's have here an example. We have 2 raised to -1. Okay, if you have 2 raised to -1, then how are we going to express this as positive? How are we going to write this as a positive exponent? Remember that our goal here is to write it as a positive exponent, yes? So using our definition here, it says here that we're going to divide 1 by the number. So 1 divided by 2. 1 divided by 2. So that is actually, remember that division can be also written as a fraction, right? So 1 divided by 2, or you can write it as 1/2, of course. Yes. So 2 raised to negative 1 is 1/2. It's a very easy example, right? It's a very easy example. What about, let's try another one. Okay. So wait, I don't have any question yet. Stay tuned for more question. Okay. So we have, what about we have 4? Right. What about if we have 4 raised to a negative 2? 4 raised to negative 2. So 1 divided by 4 divided by 4. Oh, it's very easy, right? 1 divided by 4 divided by 4. Or we can write it as 1 divided by 4 times 4, of course, right? Can you see? Okay, so 1 divided by 4 times 4, or we can write it, of course, as what? As 1 over, because division is also a fraction, 1 over 16. Yes, because 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, so that's how we're going to do our negative exponent. 1 divided by the number. This is the concept of negative exponent. Okay, all right, let's move on. Okay, all right, it all makes sense. Are you still there? Are you with me? Yes, good day. All right, I want to read your messages here, but we need to go on. So it all makes sense. My favorite method is to start with 1 and then multiply or divide as many times as the exponent says. Then you will get the right answer. Okay, so for you to understand this, let's have some example. And let's use the power of 3. Okay, powers of 3 here. So first, let's start with the positive exponent. We have here 3 squared, right? How are we going to read that? 3 squared. So that is actually, since it is positive, so we're going to do multiplication, right? Okay, since it is positive, so let's do multiplication. So 1 times 3 times 3. Yeah. Wow, it looks like another one here. 1 times 3 times 3. So I multiplied 3 2 times because we have an exponent of 2. So 1 times 3 times 3, of course, the answer is 9, right? Oh, it all makes sense. Now, what about 3 exponent 1, or 3 to the power of 1? So that is 1 times 3 only, because there is only one 3, right? So 1 times 3, of course, is 3. It all makes sense, right? Now, what about the exponent of 0? Remember that our topic is all about negative exponent, 0 and 1. So what about if the exponent is 0? 1 times nothing, because it's 0. So 1 times nothing, I'm not going to write 0, of course, right? So I will stop at 1 times. And of course, the answer is 1. It all makes sense, right? Because we have a law regarding an exponent of 0. If the exponent is 0, then the answer is always 1, right? So that's it. That's the explanation. Why is it that if we have an exponent of 0, the answer is 1? It's simply because 1 times, you don't have to multiply any number. So it's equal to 1. Okay, that's the explanation of that one. Now, let's proceed to the negative exponent here. So I have here, oh, sorry. Your teacher is. Okay, so what about the negative exponent? Let's see how it goes, right? Okay, let's take our time. So we have here, since it is negative, a while ago we said we're going to divide. So 1 divided by 3, right? 1 divided by 3. Of course, we can write this as 1 over 3 because division can be written as a fraction. So 1/3, it all makes sense, right? It is 1/3. I'm going to show you, I'm going to discuss also about reciprocal later. So let's try the second one. This one is 3 to the power of -2. So that is 1 divided by 3 divided by 3. Because there are 2 3's, right? Now we can simplify this further because it looks awkward here. So we have 1 divided by 3 times 3. Yes? And division is what? Division can be written as fraction. So we have, okay, sorry. Okay. So we can write this as 1 over 3 times 3 is 9. Oh, it's my first time to write like this. Oh, sorry. Sorry about my penmanship. Okay, so we have 1 over 9 for 3 raised to -2. Now we have this so-called reciprocal for a negative exponent. You know what is reciprocal, right? What is reciprocal? Do you have idea about reciprocal? Come on. Okay. Reciprocal is actually what? Reciprocal is actually interchanging your numerator and the denominator, right? So we have here 3 to the power of -1. The reciprocal is, if we're going back here, okay, if we're going back there, 3 to the power of -1 is actually what? 1 over 3 to the power of 1. So the beauty of reciprocal is that if you have a negative exponent and you get the reciprocal, it will become positive. Okay? That is the beauty of reciprocal. So it will become 1 over 3, or simply it will give us the same answer here. Okay? Now what about in 3 to the power of -2? Of course, if we're going to use the reciprocal in 3 to the power of -2, so I'm going to write it here. Okay. So we have 1 over 3 squared, right? 1 over 3 squared. So our negative exponent now became positive exponent. Why? It's simply because we took the reciprocal. That is the beauty of reciprocal. If you take the reciprocal of an exponent, the exponent will change its sign. So from negative, it will become positive. And of course, it's also true when if it is positive and you get the reciprocal, it will become negative. Okay? Alright? So this method here is what? 1, if it is positive, let's just try to summarize these examples here. If it is positive, all I need to do is what? 1 times the number. How many times? It depends on the exponent. But if it is negative, that is 1 divided by the number. Of course, it depends again how many times our exponent. Okay? Alright, you're still with me, right? Do you have any question with this method here? Okay? Do you have any question? I think this topic is not difficult for you guys. This is just a simple examples about negative exponent, just to emphasize the negative exponent, the positive exponent, and 0. Okay? So let's proceed to our next slides now. Alright. I have here a challenge question. It's time for you to get some points again. Okay? So if you see here, exponent, if the exponent is 1, then our answer is equal to the base itself, right? So we have here 9 raised to 1 is equal to, of course, it's equal to 9. Okay, I find it difficult to write in this iPad. Okay, maybe next time I can do it better, right? So, alright, 9 raised to 1 is equal to 9, of course, yes? Now, what about 9 raised to 0? 9 raised to 0 of course is 9 raised to 0 of course is 1, right? We have this law telling us that any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. 9 is a number, it raised to 0, so it's equal to 1. And we also had our example a while ago that would become what? If we're going to use the 1, it will become 1 times nothing. So it's 1. Okay? So we have a law that any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. So whatever your base, if your exponent is 0, then it is equal to 1. Okay? Alright? Now, my challenge question is this one. What about 0 raised to 0? What about 0 raised to 0? If you already watched our previous lesson, our previous session in the model class, then you know already the answer, right? So what about 0 raised to 0? Okay, I'm going to wait for some answer here. 0 raised to 0 is what? I want you to also okay, I want you also to justify your answer. Okay, what is your answer? Come on. Undefined. I can see undefined here from Tanisorn. 5 plus 5, number 20. He said it's undefined. Okay, why undefined? So I'm going to write your answer here, okay? 5 plus 5, number 20. Oh, it's you again. Undefined. Tanisorn. Yeah, why is it undefined? Undefined. Yes, it's undefined. You think so? Do you think it's undefined? What about any other answer? So according to Tanisorn, number 20, it's undefined. 0 raised to 0 is undefined. What about the rest? I cannot see here yet, so I'm going to wait a little bit so I can give you some points. I cannot see any correct answer here yet. Okay, so 0 raised to 0 is... Alright, let's wait a little bit. Let's wait a little bit. Okay, no one answered it yet. My question, I'm going to repeat again. My question is, what is the answer of 0 raised to 0? Are you with me? Are you with me, guys? What is 0 raised to 0? Number 16. Yeah, no one? So only Tanisorn said it's undefined. What about any other answer? Hello? Math error. Did you use your calculator? It will give you math error. Yeah? Any other answer? Oh, you have a clue here that in this one here, we said that if the exponent is 0, it's equal to 1. You think it's not 1 because the exponent is also 0? Math error. Indeterminate. Oh, bonus. What is your number? Bonus PGR. Okay, I'll give you a score, but tell me your number first. How can I give you a score if I don't know your number? So I will just take note. Bonus PJR. So your answer is indeterminate. Yeah. I think you already watched our video in our Moodle lesson, Moodle class. Yes? So indeterminate. Any other answer? Okay, so let's try to answer this one then. Okay, bonus is number 19, 5/4. Okay, thank you. 5/4, number 19. He answered indeterminate. Indeterminate means you cannot determine between what? Of course, we have two choices, right? We have two choices. Alright, okay. So let's try to... No. Okay. So let's try to explain now what would be our answer here. So by law of exponent, right, I already mentioned a while ago that we have a law that any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. Okay, so if you're going to think about that law of exponent, 0 is a number and our exponent is 0. So therefore, we can answer it to be 1, right? Because we have a law saying that any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. Now, maybe you're going to disagree with me because how come 0 raised to 0? How come nothing raised to nothing is equal to 1, right? So, by logical reasoning, of course, 0 raised to 0 can be also equal to 0. Yeah? Why? It's simply because it's nothing raised to nothing. So it is 0, right? But by the law of exponent, it's equal to 1. Okay? So we have two answers here actually. Yes? Okay. So we have here the two answers. It could be 1 or 0. Okay? Could be. If your answer is 1, then you're correct. If your answer is 0, then that's also correct. Because by law of exponent, the answer is 1. But by logical reasoning, the answer is 0, right? So other people say it is indeterminate. So it's either 1 or 0. Okay? Now if you disagree with me and you have any other answer like undefined or what, so feel free to send me message later or send me message in my email. Okay, feel free to email me so that we can discuss together. But for 0 raised to 0 is equal to 1, we can prove that by using our calculator. We can get a lot of numbers that is getting closer to 1 and are getting closer to 0, and you will see that the answer is 1. We can also use to prove our limits, not our topics on limits, that 0 raised to 0 is equal to 1. That's why they put it in the law that any number raised to 0 is equal to 1. So we can use our topic on limit to prove about 0 raised to 0 is equal to 1. And if you're interested with that one, if we have time next time, then we're going to discuss it as one topic. Why 0 raised to 0 is equal to 1. But of course, I know that you disagree with me because 0 is nothing and then raised to nothing, and how come it's 1, right? So by logical thinking, then 0 raised to 0 can be also 0. That's why we call it indeterminate. Okay? Alright? You still disagree with me? Okay, so let's move on. Okay, I have now here for you to answer. Let's try this. Oh, it's time for you to get points. Reciprocal. Be sure to get the reciprocal first. How are we going to write the reciprocal of 6 to the power of negative 2? Oh, come on. I'm looking at your messages here. Reciprocal of 6 to the power of negative 2. Remember that reciprocal is what? You're going to interchange the numerator and the denominator, right? And the beauty of reciprocal is that we can change, or we need to change the symbol or the sign of our exponent. So from negative, it will become positive. Okay? Alright, so the reciprocal is, hello? Okay. So let's do this one first. Do you have your paper and pen there? So the reciprocal will be what? 1 over 6 squared, right? Does it look like 62? Okay, I'm going to write a little bit smaller. 1 over 6 squared is the reciprocal. So notice that negative 2, our negative 2 exponent became positive 2 because we take its reciprocal. So of course, if we're going to simplify this further, we will know that what? This will be equal to 1 over, nobody. Of course, you know this already. 1 over 36 is the fractional answer of 6 to the power of negative 2, right? Okay, so that's how we're going to write it. It's the reciprocal. Okay, So it's very easy, right? Our topic is actually easy, it's not difficult. Let's proceed to the next slide, next question. Okay, so I want you to answer with me this time. Oh, it's another easy example. So what would be the reciprocal? I'm going to ask for the reciprocal first and then the answer, of course. The reciprocal is what? I'll give you, I'm going to wait for your answer. Okay. What is the reciprocal of 10 to the power of negative 3? 10 to the power of negative 3. The reciprocal is what? The reciprocal is, okay, what is the reciprocal? I cannot see any answer here. Alright. The reciprocal is, it's a very, okay. 1/1000. It's very easy, right? 1 pisa. So what's your number? I told you to write your number so that I can, I know where to put your score, your plus points. So 1 p. Sak said 1/1000. He already gave the answer. It's actually easy, right? But I want you to write the reciprocal first. So that is, the reciprocal is 1/10 cube, right? 1/10 cube. So again, you can see here that from negative exponent, we already write a positive exponent. It became positive. Why? Because we took its reciprocal. Okay, so 1 Pisak said 1/1000, of course, because 10 times 10 times 10 is 1000. Okay, number 49. What is your class section? What is that? So number 49. Section 5/5. Okay, noted. So you're from 5/5, number 49. Okay, thank you for participating. So we have here the reciprocal is 1/10 cube. So notice again, the exponent became positive because we took its reciprocal. And of course, the final answer is 1/1000. I have another one here. Okay, are you ready for the next question? Our questions are so easy. So come on, guys. Try to answer and try to interact with me so that you can get some plus points. Okay? Alright? So here's the next one. What about this one? What is the reciprocal of -2 to the power of -5? So you can see here that our base is negative, and of course our exponent is still negative. Yeah, so what would be the reciprocal? Please give me the reciprocal first and then the answer. So 1/, you can do that, right? Reciprocal is 1. Is it very difficult to type the exponent? You can use the caret sign. Caret sign is actually another way to write an exponent if you don't have your equation editor. No? The caret sign, like this one. So for example, you have, I can write this one as -2, and then I will use caret like this, and then -5. It means that that is -2 exponent -5. So you can use the caret if it's very difficult for you to type an exponent. Okay, so what is the reciprocal of this one? I cannot see any answer yet. So I'm going to wait for you a little bit anyway. Still have time. Still have 10 minutes. Okay, so what is the reciprocal? 1/32. I can see Antoinette. She said 1/32. But, okay, it should be what? 1 Pisak said 1/-32. Yes, oh that is. So I'm going to give points to 1 Pisak again. Oh, 1 Pisak, you get already 2 points. Okay, it should be negative, right? Most students na commit this mistake. Like, if they get the reciprocal, they intend to change also the sign of the base, which is not correct. If you took the reciprocal, you're going to change only the sign of the exponent, but the base is still the same. No? Take note about that. This one will be 1 over still negative 2. But now the exponent is 5. Okay? It's positive 5. Alright? Take note about that. Huh? So the base is still negative 2. The base will not change its sign even if you get the reciprocal. Only the exponent will change its sign. So from negative 5, we have now positive 5. And so therefore, our answer will be 1 over negative 32. Why it's still negative? Because what? What's still negative? Because our exponent is odd number. If our exponent is odd number and our base is negative, the result will still be negative. Yes? Okay. So you can also write this as simply negative at the middle over 32. Of course, we know it's 32 because we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is 32, right? So negative here, I put the negative at the middle. You can also put the negative at the middle. This is not equal sign, okay? It's negative. Negative 1 over 32 or 1 over negative 32 is the correct answer. So take note again about that. If you take the reciprocal, don't change the sign of the base. Only the exponent will change its sign. Okay? Alright, I think this is my last exercise for you guys. So I have here only, okay, who participated, 5/5 number 20, 5/4 number 19, 5/5 number 49. He got 2 points. Okay, so I hope you will be with me again next session. Okay, next Monday, same time. Alright? Okay, and yeah, I want you to take a picture of this one. Riddle me, can you see? It's riddle me negative exponent. Actually, I attached this to one of our session in our Moodle class, but again, most of you didn't answer it yet. So I want you to answer this one, and I'll give deadline this time, okay? So 1 week before Monday next week, you should pass to me the answer of this riddle. This riddle is very easy, right? If you already watch our previous videos in our Moodle class, then you know already the answer. But I want you to answer this one and pass your answer to me on my table. My table is located at St. Peter, 3rd floor, teacher's room. Okay, so please guys, answer the exercises attached in session 9 in our Moodle class. All of the exercises that you need to answers are attached were attached in session 9. You can find it there. Some of your classmates find it already and they answered all of them. All of the exercises there already, like Jandira, Panyanuts, Karatak, and Pirwa. They already answered. So you guys, the one that I read their names, it means that they're already complete with their exercises. But most of you guys still not answer. So please take time to answer our exercises in our Moodle app, Moodle class. Session 9. I attached all of the exercises in session 9. Okay? But this one here, I will give a deadline for this one here. Okay? Actually, this exercise is also one of the exercises in session 9. But then I want you to pass this one to me before Monday next week. Okay? If not, you will get a late score. I need to do this so that you will be forced to answer. Since most of you are not answering well, guys, I need your answers. I need your scores for me to compute also your grades, right? So please take time to answer the exercises attached in our Moodle class, and one of them is this one. Okay, so this riddle me activity has a deadline. What is the deadline? Today is, okay, today's 20, right? So before 27, you need to pass this on my table, or you can also send it to my email. You know my email, right? I wrote it also in our Moodle class. So it's either email, or you can submit it personally on my table located at St. Peter, 3rd floor. Okay. All right, I hope you take a picture of this one. Do you have any question regarding our topic? So let's just have now our summary with our topic. So we discussed about negative exponent, and we found out that negative exponent is all about dividing, right? 1 divided by the number. And we also learned that we can also use reciprocal in dealing with negative exponent. And the beauty of reciprocal is that if you get the reciprocal of a certain number or the exponent, then you're going to change the sign of the exponent. So from negative, it will become positive, and from positive, it will become negative. Okay, remember that when you say reciprocal, that is interchanging your numerator and your denominator and vice versa. Alright, we learned also that if the exponent is 0, the answer is 1. Okay, and we found out also that 0 raised to 0 is what? 0 raised to 0 is either 1 or 0. By law of exponent, 0 raised to 0 is 1, but by logical thinking, 0 raised to 0 is 0. Okay, and we call it indeterminate, right? All right, so yeah, I have here an announcement. Please take time to answer the worksheet attached in this session for you to get scores, and I would like to commend those who already answered the attached worksheets for their job. Well done. And I also want to commend those students who interacted with me, and you get some points here. I hope that next time we'll be having more interaction, and I want to get more answers from you guys. Okay, so I want to end up this session with this quotation. This quotation here. It's from William Paul Thurston. He said, equation is nothing, algorithm is nothing if you cannot understand it. So mathematics is all about understanding. Alright, this is end of session 12. Okay, so I hope to see you again next time, next Monday. Goodbye, keep safe everyone.